Ancient alchemists believed that gold isn't just found, but made. That ordinary things under the right conditions could be turned into something precious. And today we're doing just that by learning how to make this really beautiful blanket, which uses the coolest technique. And stay tuned to the end of the video because I have a really fun announcement. This centered blanket by Carolyn Currier is actually made up of 16 squares, each starting along the two outer edges and drawing to a point, forming mitered squares. The squares are seamed together in an almost quilt-like layout using mattress stitch, and I encourage you to watch our video on that if you need a little bit of a refresher. And the gorgeous gold running throughout this pattern is a beautiful reminder that a rich life is here within our hands, that happiness can be found right here and right now. And I would say that this pattern is suited to all skill levels, including the beginner knitter who's ready to be a little bit more adventurous. And this pattern is just knit stitches with some decreases, so anyone can do it. And I love how these color changes create such rich depth and dimension to the pattern. To make this luscious blanket, we used our very secret society hues, hand dyed onto our pearlescent fingering yarn. It is luxurious, it is lustrous, and truly a treat. Now I'm going to show you how easy it is to make these cute little mitered squares. To follow along, you can download the pattern and get the yarn over at ExpressionFiberArts.com. And while you're there, be sure to sign up for email and for text updates for weekly free knit and crochet patterns. To make this blanket, you're going to be working squares about this size, but for practice, it's easier just to start with a smaller one like this. And the easiest way to do that is to actually skip all of these instructions for this big square and just start at the end with row 111. Start by casting on 11 stitches using the long tail cast on method. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Our cast on is actually forming two sides of our square. So here's side 1 and here's side 2. For row 1, which is actually row 111 in the pattern, you're going to start by knitting 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5. Then you're going to bring your yarn to the front and you're going to slip one purlwise, which means your needles are kissing. Boop. Then you're going to knit 1, you're going to place a stitch marker, and then you're going to finish by knitting 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. For row 2, we're going to start by knitting those first 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're going to slip your stitch marker. Then next we're going to work a decrease. Go ahead and slip the next 2 stitches as if you were knitting them together. So just go ahead and slip them like so. Then knit the next stitch and pass those 2 slip stitches up and off. So we've decreased. And then finish the row by knitting 4. 2, 3, and 4. For row 3, we're going to start by knitting 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bring your yarn to the front and slip that next stitch purlwise. Then you're going to remove your stitch marker. Whoop. Then you're going to knit 1. Replace your stitch marker, so pop it right back on. And then finish by knitting 3. 1, 2, and 3. For row 4, we start by knitting 3. 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead and slip your stitch marker and we're going to work our decrease again. So slip the next 2 stitches as if you were knitting them together. Knit the next stitch and then grab those 2 stitches you slipped and pop them up and off. And then knit 3, 2, and 3. So you can already see we're forming our little mitered square. Here's the center, and then we've got side 1 here and side 2 here, and you're going to continue repeating similar rows to reach the final point. Once you've continued repeating those rows, you're going to have all 4 sides of your square and we're ready to close it up. So here's how you work the second to last row. We're going to start with a knit stitch, yarn to the front, purl, yarn to the back, knit. Now we can work our final row. For the final row, go ahead and slip those first 2 stitches as if to knit them together. Knit that stitch and then pass those 2 slip stitches up and off. And we are done. And that's it. And like I said, the The actual squares in this pattern do start with more stitches to make larger squares, but the rows are the same. And as promised, I have a really fun announcement for you. We are actually hosting a fall read-along and knit-along for this pattern, which is going to be starting very soon. We're going to be reading this fun and adorable book called The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. It's a wonderful book all about friendship and found family, and we're going to be reading it while we make the centered blanket. We're going to have prizes. You're going to have the support of all these other knitters along the whole way. You might even make some new knitting friends, and at the end, you're going to end up with this beautiful centered blanket. Check the description for all the info, and be sure to head to ExpressionFiberArts.com. Sign up for email updates because that's where we're going to be sharing all the details. I hope you have so much fun making this blanket and that you find magic in the everyday and know that you are worth your weight in gold. Have fun knitting, and I am going to see you in a week with another new design.